I think it's time you take the gloves off, babe.
Right, Carlton?
Carlton! Been on my
Dance all over your face.
Boy, just right when you think Carlton a punk, you might even start thinking, man, I think that boy might be gay or something. Carlton will turn around and surprise you. Let me just say this. Shut your mouth around Carlton. Don't him off. Carlton's a little crazy. Carlton's scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't underestimate Carlton. There's some good Carlton moments in here. Now, I've been announcing it, but I'm gonna announce it again. That we have sold out all of our highest tier tickets for Double Toasted Live in Brooklyn, New York. That's gonna be April 1st. I don't know how many people have fully accepted Will Smith back. I don't know how many people have forgiven him or how many people are still even talking about Will Smith. But one thing that we do know, he's not in Bel Air. So, and probably not the real Bel Air. Maybe over in India or something right now, but he's not in the show Bel Air. So not that it should matter, but a lot of people have been watching Bel Air and they did wonder, is Bel Air going to be affected by Will Smith's controversy? And I wasn't one of the people that was worried about that. I was just worried if the season was going to be good because I enjoyed the first season of Bel Air. For those who don't know, Bel Air is a more dramatic reimagining of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Yes, the very popular sitcom that you watched as a kid or watched as a kid in reruns. And still the same premise. You got a kid named Will Smith, played by Jabari Banks, who gets into an altercation on the basketball court, and his mom figures it would be better to send him to the safety of Bel Air to stay with his Uncle Phil and the rest of the family. I enjoyed the first season very much. I thought it was surprisingly well for what they did with that, man, because this whole thing of doing reboots in darker tones or more adult tones, it's kind of it feels like a fad now.
It's gimmicky. It's a fad. It's like the woman who takes the pop song you used to love and slows the tempo way down and makes it sad.
Yes, of course. So I have high hopes for Bel Air season 2. I don't think I've seen the whole season, but I have. I've seen 4 episodes. We've seen 4 episodes, and I was able to watch those. How'd I feel about it? Still got hope for Will and Bel Air. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for season 2 of Bel Air, and I'll be back to tell you how I feel about it.
I think it's time you take the gloves off, babe.
Right, Carlton?
Carlton! Been on my
Dance all over your face.
Boy, just right when you think Carlton a punk, shit, he might even start thinking, man, I think that boy might be gay or something. Carlton will turn around and surprise you. Let me just say this. Shut your mouth around Carlton. Don't piss him off. Carlton's a little crazy. Carlton's scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't underestimate Carlton. There's some good Carlton moments in here. In the last season, I will show you this. In the last season, it ended pretty well, man. Because in the last season they had, and I've often praised Marlon Wayans for his acting. And he came in. So if you know anything about the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Will Smith, they had the episode where his dad, Lou, comes
Ben
in.
Vereen.
Yeah, Ben Vereen. And the whole thing, Will Smith is crying and like, how come you want milk? All that whole thing. Now they don't do it here. They know better than to actually try to copy that. They're not gonna top that. That's a top tier moment of that show. But Marlon Wayans comes in and kills it, man. He plays Lou. And one of the things I regret most about this season is I don't see no more Lou. Because Marlon Wayans was that good.
Watch your mouth talking about my mom.
Back up. Take that bass out your voice.
What's up, man? I ain't scared of your bum ass. Hey.
Yeah, but man, that was an intense scene. After that, I said, I ain't talking shit about Marlon Wayans no more.
Take that bass out your voice.
Yeah, shit. Marlon Wayans ain't gonna put his hand on my throat like that.
Right, yeah.
Write another petition. Write another, I dare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, criticize my shit again. I ain't funny.
I got your scary movie right here.
Yeah. But
what does Uncle Phil do in this one now? Is he a lawyer again?
He has a law firm.
Oh, okay.
And Uncle Phil is He's played by
Swole.
He is kind of swole. He got a little stomach on him too, but he's swole though, man. He's a very handsome guy, played by Adrian Holmes, man, and plays it very well. So in this season, ever since that thing with Lou happened, Will, played by Jabari Banks, he said, you know what? Everybody lied to me about my father. They didn't tell me anything. You withheld information. So he leaves the house and goes to live with his friend Jeff, Jazzy Jeff, and he's getting by just kind of playing street games, hustling street games and whatnot. And he's also getting eyed upon by this promoter or this scout, this basketball scout, who might or might not have Will's best interest at heart. Also, Carlton, who was played by Ali Sholatan. He's on medication now for his anxiety, which is actually ended up with him being hooked on medication or drugs at one point. He's trying to stop his medication from being so high, but would that mean his anxiety will come back, especially at a moment where everybody's looking at him, because now he went from being the Oreo of the school to being like one of the people that they look upon as a black leader. You have to look at the show to see how that happens. But
I was like, how did that happen?
Yeah, no, I won't spoil anything for anybody, but it happens. And you got Hillary. Hillary's still doing her influencer thing with a house of more influencers, but she's partnered up to take over the house with another influencer, and they're starting to have a little tension between their business relationship. Their communication is not going very well, so they're starting to do things on their own without telling each other, which we know that can go very badly. Also, she has a relationship with Jazz that she's not telling anyone about. So where would that go? What's her name? Aunt Vivian. She's not being as respected in the art world as she thought she would be when an article is written on her that is not as flattering as she thinks it should be. And Ashley at school. Ashley is having to deal with one of her favorite teachers being fired because, that old pesky critical race theory thing that's happening. So they
you were going to say Ashley's got to deal with Ashley. Because I saw Tatiana Ali was one talking about it.
Yeah. No, that's
they put her back.
They put her back in there. Yeah. But one of her favorite teachers is gone, and now the whole school is up in arms about that. And she's one of the people that's feeling guilty about it, since she was always getting books and essays and stuff from her teacher. So listen, with me talking about this, you can see it's the same thing that TV shows do. They go through the motions of creating drama, love triangles. Treachery, perhaps. There's even moments where we're trying to figure out if Jeffrey, who Jeffrey's not a butler here anymore. Jeffrey's more like an enforcer. Jeffrey's a badass.
The Mr. Fix-It.
The Mr. Fix-It. Yeah, Jeffrey's a badass.
Is that what he is in the first season too?
Yeah. But he was fired for helping Will, and him and by the way, he's played by Jimmy Akingbola. There's something going on with him and Phil. I don't know what he's looking for, but it seems like Jeffrey's starting to go behind Uncle Phil's back, spying on him. I was like, damn, y'all are just starting to get y'all shit together, man. What are you doing? What's happening here? Maybe it's for a good reason. We don't know, because if you've been watching the show, Jeffrey doesn't do anything to really hurt anybody. Jeffrey does things because he feels like he has to. He does have a somewhat of a moral compass that he goes by. But anyway, you see, there's stuff that they go through in this show that is TV show stuff. And you know what? It works. It works because some of it is done in a way where it feels like, all right, this feels written. This is obviously, they're creating drama now.
Yeah.
They're just making up stuff for these people to do. They had these moments with Will and Uncle Phil, man. Like them trying to actually get over whatever it is that made Will mad at him is pretty cool, because it's some great character development when those two get together. And not everybody's perfect. The way they set up Uncle Phil to be in the show, he had the answers for everything. He was laying it down. I'm the patriarch of the family. I'm the one that makes the billions. But some people have to tell him, like, everybody's kind of getting sick of your shit, man. You're telling people everything has to be done by you, your way. He's starting to realize he has flaws. So that's a big strong point of this show is that everybody's kind of feeling like they have flaws or they feel like, no one's written perfect here. Maybe Ashley at this point, but I'm sure she'll have her moment. But there are people who are doing things that, maybe you're not most of the problem, but you're kind of part of the problem. And I really like what happened with him and Will, man. Plus, that was just a nice emotional moment between them as they kind of try to reconcile their differences and what, why they have this rift between them. This is one of the shows, man, that is addressing the bullshit that is happening head on right now, where everybody's just kind of either not saying anything in mainstream, especially mainstream entertainment, or they're just kind of hinting around it right now. No, this show addresses a lot of things that are going on with Black issues, and doing it in a way that's unflinching, doing it very bold. One of the things that is really that's going on here is that, like I told you, the reason why Ashley's favorite teacher got fired, who is a lot of people's favorite teacher, is because she's assigning, she's talking about Black history.
Yeah.
And what I like about the way they handled this is that they don't even go in and say, they do say, all Black, Black teachers matter. All, she was fired wrongly. Nobody gets, everybody fight strong, be Black. They do that, but they also have a moment where Uncle Phil sits down and says, they don't tackle it away like we're right, you're wrong, Black and white, that's it. Uncle Phil comes in and says, hey, look, we're fighting to get your teacher her job back. We're sitting up here trying to actually, we don't think that this is right, but we're trying our best to actually, come in and help the students pull up a protest. But we got to tell y'all, they did tell her to sit down and shut the fuck. I mean, they didn't do it fast enough, we feel like. They didn't do it in a way that we thought was cool. They might have been lying, but they did have a procedure there. It was something that was laid out. They did warn her. And so while everybody is on her side and feels like she's right, they don't address it where it's like, oh, those white people are wrong, bullshit. They like, hey, look, man, we just letting you know there might not be a chance because she was warned and she did not follow procedure like they said. So they do kind of try to make sense out of this instead of just going in and playing upon people's emotions.
Okay.
And that's
cool.
But they address it. They address critical race theory and all the bullshit that it is, but they don't address it in this real strict black and white way. And also, the show focuses on something that is just now being brought up with people of color in the Black community. Mental illness in the Black community. They're addressing that. Carlton's losing his shit, man.
Yeah, show that crazy ass picture of him right there.
Yeah, he is losing it, man. And, they actually make a point to come in and say, more people of color, especially Black people, should be addressing mental health, and they do it in a positive way that does not feel exploitive. Well, except when Carlton went off on, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Carlton had a good Carlton moment. Carlton's still not a character I think that they really fleshed out completely well. I think he's used more as a message right now than a character. He's used to he's used to kind of prop up Will every now and then.
Right. It seemed like he was just a foil for Will, at least when I was watching the first season.
But he got better. He became more, he became more of a character. That actor's great in the role, but and they're definitely doing more with Carlton than they did. If they're going to make a dramatic show, they're actually tackling serious issues with him. But that was one of the issues that they did in there. They talked about, mental health and admitting it, putting it out there in the Black community, which is something we should talk about. So this show is doing things that, a lot of shows aren't really talking about right now, are addressing. And I really am grateful for the show doing that. I also think this show is it shows the benefits of things being on streaming. We talk a lot about streaming and how there's too many streaming shows and too much streaming content, but this is one of those shows that it's not restricted to a certain rating. It lets, if you say so and you might as well go ahead and get nude or just don't say it at all. They let what they do is they let the kids talk like the kids talk.
Yeah.
They drop a lot of F-bombs in here. They say a lot. They talk about sex openly, but not in a nasty way or anything. But they don't feel constrained by any kind of rating system that says you're allotted this many words right here. Or if the kids say this kind of thing, then they either have to stay there or go over here. They don't do that.
Fight for your principles.
I have anxiety trying to fit into this goddamn Bel Air bubble. We all need to step up. You got it.
They're letting the kids be who they are. And when you see that, it's like, man, it. Even though this thing feels scripted, it feels the characters feel natural. Yeah, I've enjoyed this season right here. You know, like I said, the only thing is, I mean, that's probably the drawback, that it feels too much like a show, you know. But other than that, I'm not gonna complain about that. You know, it's been enjoyable. I would say they gave me 4 episodes, and I went home and I got home yesterday and I said, all right, shit, let me put on episode 5. I'm like, I ain't got episode 5.
You gotta wait.
Man,
Yeah. I was like, I ain't got it. Yeah, I was like, I had to tell myself because I wanted to see what was going to happen next.
Sure.
Because episode 4 ended on a very good note that's making you wonder, what are you up to? You up to no good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that being said, I give this a matinee. It's if you enjoyed it before, you might enjoy it more than me. But if you did like it, I don't see any reason why you won't like season 2.